I knew it! I knew it! You hear that hiss?
The last of the Jedi.
Oh, you can't. He's in the basket.
Kick ass! Kick ass! Kick ass!
With a kick in the ass.
All right, people, back from
Horrible.
2017.
Terrible.
What a great start of the year. People died, and Donald Trump's now the world leader.
He's getting rid of abortions and people, and I love how people are like, give him a chance. like, that's what you say to somebody who hasn't announced who just announced they're running for president. He's announced he's running for president and what he's going to do. Most of it sounds pretty bloody scary.
Give him a chance, yeah. I'm pretty sure Nazi Germany said that about Hitler, didn't they?
Hitler, yeah.
Just give him a chance, small man. He'll be good.
2017, starting up the way 2016 ended, fucked.
What's more upsetting? We're got a lot to talk about, people. So we've got movies, titles, and death,
a lot of death,
lots of random shit.
Death of franchises, possibly.
What's more disappointing? The fact that David S. Goy is still a part of the DC universe, or Donald Trump's leader? I actually don't know.
Trump is somebody from Marvel? Did you read that? As part of his cabinet? I was like, what's that about? He's like, oh, he's very good.
Yeah, probably Thanos.
Yeah, like I think Stark. What's his last name? Or the baddies in Marvel? I can't even remember. Yeah.
In his chair with his gauntlet, just sitting next to Donald Trump. All right, if you can't do it, I'll do it myself.
You know what I respect about Thanos? He says it the way it is.
He ain't no chicken shit. I'm going to build a wall around Earth, keeping all those Avengers.
Did you see yesterday Donald Trump? No shit. He's going to be. Everyone's complaining about Trump and being in power and that. But I'll tell you what, who aren't complaining? Talk show hosts, because they've got 4 years of material.
You and me now have 4 years of so much material, and the worst thing is, people I know will be out there going, so many people are talking about Trump. But this is coming from 2 Australians on the other side of the world who think he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah. That's just it. All politicians are idiots. Like, seriously, when I think about it, when people are like, straight away the defence is,
they're all corrupt.
Do you think Hillary would have been any better? I'm like, I'm not saying Hillary was good, but my God, you've got a fucking lunatic as number one.
But it's kind of, but you've got a Batman villain, to be honest.
Yeah, I know.
Seriously.
He referenced Bane. Well, he referenced Bane.
You're going to give him back to the people.
You know what we're going to do in 2017? We're going to give the kick in the ass back to you.
See, I didn't believe he actually did that speech until I finally watched it. And yeah, he just copied Bane. The only thing he did there, he was a guy with a bloody scientist, talking about his campaign and then breaking his neck.
And I also wanted one of those bloody tumblers. You know what the funniest thing was? What did he say about? That's an alternative fact. Like, what is he talking about? Someone pulled him up on some shit. It might not have even been him. It might have been his spokesman or whatever. As far as I'm concerned, they're all one person now. But even like 2 and 1,000.
Like, that big trade deal that now he's destroyed on his first day in office. And he's sitting there just he's signing it like a child. People it's like he's signing his name. Donald Trump. He is though. If you watch, he's like, yeah. And then he holds on and goes, there. We just did a great thing to America.
Peter Griffin. But yesterday, no shit, he took a whole bunch of journalists. He took them out of the press room. He's like, come on in. And he brought them into some meeting room. And he was sitting there with some other guy, some professional, I don't know, some international professional. And he's like, I want you to hear this. And the international guy goes, that was a really good inauguration speech. That's all. The press is like, oh, yeah. Like, well, everyone's got their opinion.
The more I think of it, this is really random. not weird for this show, but the person Donald Trump is starting to remind me of is Arthur's father or his stepfather in The Sword and the Stone. I don't know why. Just the arrogance, pompousness, dickhead that he is. Oh, Marvin. He just talks random shit, thinking he's...
Oh, no. I'm president around here, so if you think you can tell me what to do, you just pack up your bag of tricks and be gone.
That was Hillary. My God, she's gone. I don't know why, just his attitude, just the arrogance of him was like, oh, that's him.
And you know what, what is it, Sarah Palin goes up to him about anyone who criticizes him? Box his ears, Dad! He's old enough to be a father, isn't he? He's
God, no. But even then, like, there are so many photos you're seeing up there where he went up to, shake hands with Obama and Michelle Obama.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, I thought that was fine.
No, but he just walks up there, forgets about his wife.
That's why when you say that...
There's a world leader.
He reminds me of Walter Frey. That's who he reminds me. It was like, I'll get another wife. Seriously, that's what even...
Holy shit, I never thought he is Walter...
Even his first dance, you'd think there'd be something romantic about both of them doing it. No, I did it my way.
Fucking hell, Walter Frey. If people don't remember the name Walter Frey, he is one of the most vicious, evil bastards in Game of Thrones.
But he thinks he's doing the right thing, doesn't he? It's the same shirt.
But it's slimy and horrible. He's just sitting there eating chickens.
Who's king of the north? Wow. And think of it, he won first off, so sort of...
shit, I never made... You know what, mix him with Joffrey and there it is, Trump. Selfish, arrogant, spoiled dick.
Promised I'd be president. That's what he did to Hillary.
So Hillary's Rob Stark.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
You know what? The worst thing is the red
inauguration.
America's Rob Stark getting fucking assassinated.
Pregnant with a new baby. That was healthcare. Yeah, pretty.
People probably think, what the fuck is this show?
Oh, they've seen Game of Thrones. Who else?
I'm talking about us.
No, look,
the Red Wedding and America is Rob Stark, while Walter Frey is Donald Trump.
Look, honestly, if I didn't think what he was going to do was going to have a bad effect on at least a few of my friends in America, I'd be all for Trump, because he's nuts. And he's hilarious.
He's entertaining.
It is.
However,
he's like
also
having
dangerous.
Yes. if he wasn't so, did you hear he lost or something? He like the nuclear scientists or something. Actually, that he's got he's replaced whoever's in charge of the nuclear weapons with people who have failed science. What? It's like, oh well, okay. And he's like, I'm sure they'll do all right. He said, I'm sure they'll do all right, John. That makes the entire world feel safe.
If we ever needed a real life Superman, like in the quest for peace, to get rid of nuclear weapons, now's the time.
I mean, look, I don't know. I love how his defences are awesome. Like, even against Meryl Streep. Overrated. Exactly. Anyone you don't think is overrated. He says that about everyone.
You were talking about...
He would say that about his own children.
But you're talking about the most awarded actress in history. Well,
actress ever. Yeah. Overrated. And worst off still, a year ago he was saying about how good she was.
Yeah, because he's a fucking nutcase.
It's like a voice. I sort of respect that though, how he blatantly lies. But it's like, well, we've actually got him recording. No, we're not doing that. Like that bullshit about him.
Oh, grabbing the wood.
Yeah.
Sorry. You know what?
Yeah. It's like, just took me out of context. Take that out of talk.
He's the only person.
I've been in a gym.
He's the only person that would pass a lie detector because he would believe his own lies.
Yeah, that's right.
Seriously.
That's right. some of the shit he says. It's just, it's mind-boggling. Like, it's just the fact that everyone's got, like, even the way people who defend him making fun of the disabled reporter.
Oh, yeah.
You've all missed the point. Like, I wasn't mimicking him. Even if he wasn't, he's still making fun of a disabled reporter.
even if he's not mimicking him,
complete dickhead.
But even if he's not,
it looks pretty fucking suspect to me.
Of course, but even if he's not insulting a disabled person, he's still making himself go, fuck. I don't remember Obama ever doing that, or even President Bush, for God's sakes, who was a complete moron.
George Bush. I like how George Bush was at the inauguration, smiling and having that his coat sort of bang him in the head all the time.
Why? Because he's finally thinking, I'm not the worst president.
He knows. It was like I remember when George Bush was in power, and like a lot of people said, "I can't get worse than this."
Oh God, yes.
It was like Republicans will go, "We'll show you it can get worse than this." But so 2017, it started up deaths, elections, bloody more celebrities died. Miguel Ferro, the guy better known as Bob Morton.
Bob Morton, Bob Morton from RoboCop.
Well, or he was in The Stand. Was that?
Yeah, The Stand. I do remember him a lot from The Stand.
Yeah, he was
in that. It was one of his good.
Hot Shots too.
Hot Shots too.
I thought he was great in Hot Shots. I'll always associate him with RoboCop because it was that was actually a really good part. Like that could have they actually intended that to be a real bad guy, like really sort of bad, so you feel like he deserves it when he gets knocked off.
No, but, it was played. Yeah, it was written a lot better.
The way it was done, the way it was done was that he was a yuppie, but at the same time, he probably didn't deserve what happened to him.
But I wonder if that's how he actually went out.
The remake. That's another thing. The remake was kind of lacking. Was that sort of character? I mean, it's hard to compete, I think. But he was only. And do you know who he convinced a certain somebody else who passed away recently to star in a sci-fi movie? Did you know that?
Oh, I did not know that.
He was very good friends with Carrie Fisher.
Oh fucking hell! If you're part of that if you're a part of that woman's family, I'll be leaving now.
Gary, her dog Gary's like fucking running.
Mark Hamill, Mark Hamill, get in the bubble, Mark Hamill, now, and look after yourself.
I'd laugh. I tell you, everyone keeps saying about he's dying the next one. We'll get to it when we talk about the title.
We're going to get to it. But we've got a lot to cover. We're going to talk about that.
If he's going to die in the next one, why is he still keeping his beard? You notice that?
Oh, look, he's not dying. They wouldn't kill Luke Skywalker off in the second one. If he was going to die, he'll die in the third.
Yeah, I think it will happen in the third.
Yeah, that's if he dies. That's if he dies.
Mate, I suspect it might happen, but it might end. Who knows? In fact, is it ever going to end? Exactly. Maybe not.
But
the other person who died was.
No, what were you going to say? Who kicked the bucket?
The other person who did some out of a show, probably one of America doesn't really know, called Hello. I thought he died years ago. I remember him.
I'm sure he died a long time ago.
In the 90s and thinking, well, that's it. Well, he can't have, because I'm reading it. He's 75.
You're talking about the main actor, though.
So, Gordon Kaye. Yeah, the Rene. In fact, his name was Rene Artois. Hello, had one of the most annoying theme songs. I got it queued up here. Whenever it started, I wanted to punch someone. It was sort of where now it makes me mad.
You know why? Because it's French. Anything French.
This goes on for about 5 minutes, mind you. Just maybe it reminds me of primary school, because this used to be on late at night.
Primary school.
I kept thinking I should be in bed because school starts tomorrow.
Did you go to Paris, France for school?
Yeah, for pro winning. Good morning.
Good morning.
But
I forgot that the dickhead cop.
Yeah, that was always. It's funny because I remember that show probably being a lot better than it is now. Like I remember that being like just a really well written show. But the more I think about it, like they had the same jokes. It was like just before Little Britain gets called really, really brilliant, and I just go I remember thinking Little Britain is the same joke. Like they just transfer it week to week.
Yes.
Like into another setting. Like, and Hello Hello sort of had that too, but Hello Hello didn't. I don't think anyone called Hello Hello brilliant though. That's the difference. Like, I mean, I've got friends who just
there would be people
Little
out there that would, you know. But I don't understand Little Britain's life.
I mean, but just for me.
Yeah, I don't get.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I never understood. But yeah, people say that. Oh, it's as good as Python. What? Like, what are you thinking?
No, not even close. Not even close. I wouldn't even put it on the same blood level as a Vicar or a Dilby. Let alone that. I was just like
sad but true.
It's an alright show. I just don't like it. It's got a huge. I mean, here you buy merchandise for.
The characters are annoying, yeah.
Small budget UK show. Yeah, well, I don't know if I find them annoying. It's just after 2 episodes, it's like, okay, I've seen everything this show has to offer. Like, every single thing.
It's not Hale and Pace.
No, it's not. But, speaking of, tough, fuck, it's been a tough start here. Should we talk about DC?
It's only a circus. A peanut operation.
They're grand.
Oh.
You know, if you're a decent man like us, you're in mourning. Because it's getting worse.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I mean, there's just plenty of rumours coming out. Plenty of counteracting rumours. Ben Affleck looks like he's sick of Batman already. He does.
Ben Affleck's done.
And he's like, yep. Did you see that video? Oh, he might. I think he's going to do Batman, the Batman. I think that's going to happen because there's too much pressure on him to do it now. If he drops out, he'd be the most hated guy in Hollywood.
Yeah, but wouldn't you?
Did you see that video of him go? Sorry.
No, I was going to say, wouldn't you want to escape this DC universe if you had the chance?
So we'll leave it. I'll do anything. I'll do a crap movie like Live It By Light.
Well, what about
even that won't get nominated?
To bring it up,
I've got to say,
what about the dream I told you about the other night with me and Ben Affleck?
Oh yeah. We go on and tell people.
Well, it even links into because it links into him not wanting to do Batman anymore. I had a dream that me and him are robbing banks in the 1920s. It must be related to his new movie. As we're robbing these banks, oh, Ben, you can't wait to see Batman. Don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. He, even in my dreams, is against Batman now.
But did you see that video on Entertainment Tonight when he's like, I'm very sick of talking about Batman?
He's over it.
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that, though. But
Oh, my God. I mean, because he was like, you know, it took me 2 years to develop Live By Night, and he's like, no one wants to talk about it. All they want to talk about is Batman. I'm like, well, no shit. It's like one of the biggest franchises ever. I'm like, what do you... It's like... It's just sounded like to me, like he just... he's I mean, at the same time, people have to understand they had a break. It was my big thing with Justice League was that they didn't get a break between bloody finishing Batman vs Superman, Justice League, and now bloody Batman 2018, 19, 20, or the rate it's going, it could be about coming out the same week Avatar 2 comes out.
Well, think of this, right? How long of a gap was there between Batman Begins and Dark Knight Rises? It was a pretty long... It was what, 7 years? 8 years at most?
It was 4 years, I think, between Batman Begins. Yeah, there's... 2005 was Batman Begins, 8 was Dark Knight, and 2012 was Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, so you look at that. So
and you know,
so Christian Bale had a long gap between playing the role, whereas Ben Affleck is backing it up 3 movies in a row. That's too much.
Yeah, and within, 3 years or something?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I don't know. It just seems like Marvel's changed that whole dynamic. Even that's the thing that still worries me about Star Wars a bit. is like there being no space between the films. At least you won't see the same characters though every year. You know what I mean? You do get a 2-year gap with the characters.
Oh, look, I have no,
DC.
I have no problem with Star Wars after Episode 9. Then, if you want to do another episode, leave it for at least 10, 15 years. But do the spin-off movies. Couldn't care. Do as many of them as you want.
Yeah. Well, I think the saga films will get a break afterwards, but I don't know. Because I keep reading about how many DC movies are going, and I'm like, get one right. Because what is there? There's Green Lantern, the Flash.
Leave the weapon.
Gotham. Yeah, we'll get into that in a sec. Gotham Sirens, which I think is the fucking stupidest idea I've heard of. Suicide Squad 2, Justice League 2, Green Lantern, Shazam, and this is all in the space of, 4 years, 5 years? And I'm not even covering the Batman. What else is there?
Aquaman.
Green Lantern, Aquaman. That's all in the space. That is just too... Yeah. In the space, I'm like... And they haven't got one right. I'm like, how about you cut that right? Then you can... Marvel at least got Iron Man right, and there was no talk. I'm sure they had plans to do a franchise after that. But if Iron Man hadn't have worked, I don't think they would have gone ahead and done the other ones, or not straight away the way they did it.
Yeah,
I mean, DC isn't even slowing down to take maybe some of the criticisms. I mean, they just we're going to film this script. We'll redo it as we go, and I'm like. All right, because there's reports coming out. People probably know that Wonder Woman is a piece of shit. It's been.
Here we go again.
Oh, sexist.
It's been
sexist.
There's 3 rumors now.
Well, explain what? Because there was rumors that came out against Wonder Woman and Justice League. So I haven't really read much into it, but you have. So.
Basically, DC Insider basically said that Wonder Woman's just a very convoluted mess, and that Justice League is just they're trying too hard to be like Marvel. That's what DC Insider says. But then apparently, and that's following up with the leaks last year, that also there was a letter, remember, being written to the head of Warner Brothers saying that Wonder Woman was a mess?
Yeah.
Remember that last year?
Yep.
Someone working on it was saying you've got to get your ass again. And then they had a video today, actually, from Midnight Edge saying that both have a lot of problems, but fixable, hopefully, in editing. But we've seen the results of Warner's editing before, haven't we?
Yeah, editing.
So it's very
edit out the director and the writer, and you'll be all right.
And then there was apparently Warner's released a counter bloody rumor saying somebody at Sundance he saw some parts of it and it's got some good things in it.
Oh, come on!
I'm like, Batman vs Superman had some good things in it. Fuck, okay. I don't care anymore. Like, I care only. I feel like we keep getting had.
But look, okay. A prime example was
I've got no plans to see Justice League, like none at all this year. I sort of, even if it is good, I sort of want to teach them a lesson. It's kind of like I just don't want to vote with my wallet.
But like even like with Rogue One, Disney knew there was issues, so what do? They fucking took the time to rewrite things and reshoot to make sure it was done right. DC don't give a shit. They're like, throw it out there. Best of luck. Well, not even DC. Warner Brothers. Yeah, Warner's.
Yeah, I'm starting to think. But here's the thing: I didn't realize how much other money Warner Brothers is bringing in besides DC.
Yeah.
Like apparently they'd be still in the top 3 studios, film studios, obviously after Disney and someone else. Obviously not Sony. That bring in. Profit without even the DC films. So I'm like, well, they're pretty much saying they don't give a shit because they've got the other money.
Oh, they don't care. You can tell they don't care about the fans.
Yeah, well, I mean, the author of American Psycho, Bret Easton Ellis, apparently turned around and said he was out with one of the Warner Brothers execs who turned around and they said they don't care about... They literally don't care about DC as long as it makes money. So I'm like,
Not Donald Trump, was it?
what gives you that? Where's the evidence for that? But look, I mean, what do you think Wonder Woman's going to be a mess? I mean, I suppose we don't know. I haven't really even. People love the trailer. I saw a little bit of it, and I didn't care. I just don't care.
Well, the answer is it a DC film? Then yes, it's a mess. That's all you need to know. Because they haven't done one good thing right since Dark Knight. That's how long it's been.
It just seems like, but it seems like such a formula that it would be pretty easy to get, because fans look at Vader wandering down the corridor. Fans go crazy at the easiest shit. So I'm like, you just have to pull off a Batman film or something. It just seems like such an easy, because fans are so forgiving, especially DC fans. Fucking hell, so forgiving of a lot of this. So it just doesn't. It just doesn't, like, people are like, like, people are like saying, because Batman vs Superman, I'm sure you saw, led the raspberries, right, and saying, it's not that bad. I'll give it that Affleck shouldn't have been nominated.
Yes,
he shouldn't have been.
It annoys me, but the raspberries are shit like that. Like, it's not a good film, but it should not be leading the raspberries. But you know what? It might make Warner's take up fucking notice.
But that's what I think, because I was happy, to tell you the truth, when I heard it had been nominated for something, because I'm like, these are the, like, you really got to get your ass sorted, basically, because it's, I'm just, like, even when people say about, the two DC movies coming out, I just feel tired. Honestly, it's just like, I just don't. But
even with what you've seen of Justice League in that trailer, are you interested in it at all? Like, there's nothing.
No.
That trailer's horrible.
No, but people keep saying about, like, and the reactions are like everyone keeps saying Justice League is lighter, like it's lighter. I'm like, yeah, but you missed the whole point of Batman vs Superman. The problem wasn't that it was a dark film. Like, no one complained. If you wanted it to be like that, did anyone complain about 89 being dark?
Yeah, exactly.
Or Dark Knight being dark? And they're about as dark, maybe not as dark visually, but they're pretty dark.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
And that was never the problem with Batman vs Superman. That was not the problem with it. The problem was that it's an incoherent, like, terrible villain. It's a piece of shit. It's just not a well-made movie.
Well, that's what annoys me. Whereas everyone keeps saying the issues of Batman vs Superman is this and that. Lex Luthor, to me, is the main issue out of that whole story. Because he's the
one of the big issues.
Well, to me, because he's really the driving force. He's the driving force of why they're meant to fight, why they're doing this, why the Justice League is getting formed, and he's so done wrong. It's terrible. It is.
Yeah, but that's the other problem. I think the two biggest problems are the writing and the rush to get it up to Marvel, because that Justice League shit still shouldn't have been in there. I still think that stops that movie to a point when they're building up to the climax, and that was. Imagine if Rogue One, you're building up to a climax, and all of a sudden you see shit from Episode 8. Like, it just doesn't make sense. It just, like, and I thought that was one of the biggest things from it. Like, you're going to stop the movie to play DVDs of these characters who no one has any reference to. I mean, the comic book fans do, but imagine if you hadn't seen that for the first time. Imagine if, you weren't familiar with any of the characters. It doesn't make sense. The other problem was, the motivations and I still don't know how Lex Luthor figured out Batman and Superman, who they were. I still don't know that. People might say it's obvious, but I'm like, okay.
And I hate the excuse going around, because everyone knows we're very vocal about Jesse Eisenberg's performance, and people are saying, oh, well, you don't know he wasn't under mind control that whole film, that's why he was acting weird.
From what who's the villain they've got? The band.
Such a waste.
So I'm guessing Steppenwolf is the villain in Justice League 1, and I'm not even sure there is going to be Justice League 2.
I hope not.
Is Darkseid the big bad?
Yeah.
Be better off to have him. Okay, I don't know. I still don't know why they're not doing Flash and all the other things beforehand. Why isn't Green Lantern in Justice? Yeah. Apparently it's hinted at that he's in it. I'm like, okay, hinted at, because that's what we want, is to be. Avengers wouldn't have worked if you hadn't have had Thor Captain America, all those movies beforehand, because if you actually look at it, there's not a huge amount of characterization in the Avengers.
Yeah, because you know the characters now. That's the point.
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
The build-up,
Yeah. So I don't care.
To me, what they could have done is done Man of Steel properly, of course. Do the Flash, Aquaman, and all them, but don't do a Batman movie. You didn't need to do a Batman movie. You could have done the Batman movie after the first Justice League film.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
because who needs to know who Batman is, really?
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, it's. I think the big selling point, like people are like, how awesome is it seeing these icons together? But I'm like, well, we've seen the three big icons together. The other ones aren't iconic.
Yes.
Like I know people like
I can't wait to see Cyborg.
Cyborg with Megatron's head and his crotch.
Yeah. I have no interest in Cyborg at all.
Don't you think the designs? I just think the designs
terrible.
Look terrible. They do.
Aquaman looks like a motorcyclist biker.
Do you know, funny enough, I think Aquaman's the best design out of all of them. But he's so far away from what I remember Aquaman to be. But I'm like, looking at him going, the Flash looks like some sort of bloody Samurai Jack animation because of all the bumps in his arm.
Okay, Wonder Woman I don't mind. I actually don't mind the way they've done her, but that's it.
Affleck, I don't, yeah. And I like how... Did you see David Goyer release an image of, Superman's going to be in this? Like, no shit.
Yeah.
He's going to be in it. He's like, he's going to come back? I'm like... You think the audience is freaking dumb, don't you? I mean, like, do you honestly think at the end of Batman vs Superman, people were coming out going, I wonder if he's going to come back?
I think that was one of the biggest stupid things at the end when you see, like, the dirt slowly rising off his coffin. I'm like, you don't need to show that. You know he's going to come back, but leave it like Spock. Leave it as a fucking, can't believe I'm comparing Wrath of Khan.
Wrath of Khan's a better made.
Really?
I'm like, oh my god.
You can't.
Ricardo Montalban, Jesse Eisenberg.
And you know what's worse? Ricardo Montalban had better hairstyles.
He definitely had a better chest. He definitely had better motivation. In fact, he had better everything. I'm trying to think.
Why are we comparing that?
I think he was better at basketball too. That was the other thing. I was like, was there really necessary? Just first time we see Lex Luthor, look, I got it in the net. I'm like,
I don't remember that. I remember just seeing him on screen. I think I covered my eyes and my ears.
I'm just amazed at people who turn around and they say, the ultimate cut elevates it from 5 till about an 8. No, it fucking doesn't.
Fuck off.
It really doesn't. It gives motivations, but look at how much. I keep saying it, I don't blame Warners for not releasing the line cut in movies. I'm telling you, there is no way people would be bored shitless.
I do want to watch it, but okay, when you have Bryan Cranston deciding to be the leader of Power Rangers rather than Lex Luthor, you got issues.
No, he was like, okay, he's like, I'm going to make that movie Why Him? Lex Luthor. I'm like, all right. So the other big news about DC is that David S. Goyer he's writing Green Lantern Corpse. Corpse.
It is going to be a corpse when it's done.
And he's decided to do it the way... he's decided to take Lethal Weapon as the inspiration.
Lethal Weapon.
I read that and I was like...
plot.
I was like, why is he even bloody still associated with DC? Didn't DC get rid of him? He's like, look, I'll do Lethal Weapon. Oh, okay, well, if that's the case.
How on earth do you watch it going, Green Lantern, Lethal Weapon? That makes sense. How?
I'm really hoping David Goyer, when Warner Brothers said, he was like, look, you got to hire me for Lethal Weapon. And they're like, you really are a crazy son of a bitch. He was like, you think I'm crazy? I'll show you crazy.
I just want to see, there's got to be the old school Green Lantern, of course, and the young, reckless one. The old one's having a bath for his 50th birthday.
You know what?
I like you better without the ring.
Bloody Jeff Johns sitting on the toilet. I was just reading. I was just reading my latest copy, and then I saw this.
It's a script.
Turns over the script.
It's a script.
Boom! DC, you're dead.
That's what Ben Affleck's like. You just scared the shit out of me. Scared the shit out of you.
Just when I was reading that, and even some of the reactions were like, "Lethal Weapon, good idea."
Come on.
What? What?
When you told me, I was like, nah.
And then I read the short list of people who they want to play him, like Ryan Reynolds.
Who's already said, you must be joking.
There is more of a chance of Adolf Hitler doing it than Ryan Reynolds.
I think Ryan Reynolds would do it if he had complete control. Complete control.
I think there is no. What is the impotence for him, or motivation for him going back? He just had a movie make over $300 million.
Just made more than Batman vs Superman.
So what exactly is the reason for him going back to the? And in that movie, he was making fun of Green Lantern. So what exactly is the reason that he'd want to go back? And the other person on that list who I know you'd be happy with, Tom Cruise.
That is absolutely absurd. That is absurd.
Listen, I can do it. It's like, as long as our Ron Hubbard is bloody, what's his name? The guy who played Mark Strong played in the last Green Lantern.
Sinestro.
Yeah. As long as our Ron Hubbard plays him, I'm in.
You can't have a lunatic Green Lantern nutcase running around.
So who's playing Rig? Murtaugh. Oh. Is that the guy who P1 was worried about? What's his name? The guy
Idris.
No. Even he would be better. No, then.
Tyrese Gibson.
Tyrese Gibson.
What's going to turn into a Fast and the Furious meets Lethal Weapon?
And they won't need to promote Fast and the Furious, just release a whole lot of DC films.
I just can't wait to see in space, obviously with the Green Lantern Corps, and you have a little caravan in the middle of an asteroid. One lives just drinking beer, getting angry.
Hey, Sam, do you know that signing up with DC gives you piles?
Oh, dear. We're joking, but this is what's going to happen.
It's turned into a comedy. Oh, as
long as you got like the Leo Getz Green Lantern as well.
What is David Escoy? Because he's starting to write some real shit.
What are you talking about? He wrote shit with Kickboxer too.
Look at it. What's his fabulous resume? It's pretty. Where are we? David Escoy. Even his picture annoys me. I love his. Like people are like, oh, he wrote Batman Begins. I'm like, how much?
Come on.
To do with that?
He didn't write shit.
Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance.
He wrote that.
Yep.
Oh my god.
So where are we? Death Warrant. Damn movie. That was his first masterpiece. Kickboxer 2.
Genius.
That classic Demonic Toys.
Never heard of it.
The Crow City of Angels.
That should have ended his career there.
Dark City. Now that I find hard to believe.
There is no way. He wrote. You know what? He wrote the title. That's
fine hard to believe. Blade 2. I thought. Oh, but that's Guillermo del Toro, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Blade 3, which directed and written by.
which killed Blade off. But thank you.
Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys. Another
Genius.
masterpiece. Jumper with Hayden Christensen.
Oh, did he write that?
Yeah, he wrote him. The Unborn. I think that was that horror movie. That shitty horror movie. Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance.
Oh, haven't seen the second one.
All three of the Dark Knight films.
We didn't.
Da Vinci's Demons. That's when he got into TV. Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice.
God.
The Sandman. What's that?
Is he writing that shit?
Yeah. Is that DC? Is that DC?
If it's the comic book I'm thinking of, then is it been made yet, or
what is it? It looks like an animated movie. Actually.
Oh,
this actually was alright. Yeah, it's DC. I think.
Yeah,
I think it's DC.
Sandman, yeah. They've been doing a movie of it for ages.
So, well, yeah, I'd laugh if he was actually, that was the deal they made. And then Krypton, created Krypton.
The worst concept for a TV show ever.
And then Green Lantern Corps, due to release in 2020. And who we got here? They don't have a cast. Okay, so these are the rumours. Tom Cruise and Ryan Reynolds at the top. Then Jake Gyllenhaal, who actually would be alright.
Yeah.
Armie Hammer, but he's denied it. Bradley Cooper.
I've heard the same, yeah. It's just stop. Just stop, DC. Stop and look at yourself.
Yeah, where are we? Rebooted Green Lantern. The film cites the sci-fi films Men in Black, Lethal Weapon, sci-fi.
Oh, give up.
And Guardians of the Galaxy is an influence of this movie, as well as Star Trek 2009. I'm not seeing this movie.
How on earth can you put Lethal Weapon and Star Trek together? It is work. It is rumoured that Chris Pine and Tyrese Gibson will play Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, respectively. I don't give a... Respectively.
I will see this only if it's shit. If it's good, I'm not interested.
I want it to be just like Lethal Weapon. I want them to be the old school, captain. Hey, walking. Give me those rings. Yeah. They got to chuck them the fucking Green Lantern rings so they join up. It was the most painful fucking experience of my life.
And I want him to. His first job in this new universe isn't to stop any of the villains or anything. No, it's to stop a jumper from jumping off a building. and his name is Zack Snyder.
Do you really want to jump? Well, off you go.
It's like, listen, I know working DC can be terrible, especially around the holidays. Zack's like, you don't know shit.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually for this movie.
I'd laugh. The funniest part, I'd laugh if this turns out to be a really good movie.
Oh, come on. It's not nothing DC touches is turning out good. Not for a while.
Has it got a director? To it? Because David Gordon, please tell me he's not directed. Please tell me he's not directed. Oh, and you'll be happy to know, guess who's producing it? Deborah Snyder.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
DC, you're not learning at all.
DC have, honestly, they need to be saved. Someone needs... Disney, go buy it off them. I know you got Marvel, just go buy it off them. You got the money.
So what are your predictions for Wonder Woman and Justice League this year?
You know what? I would love, honestly, Disney to buy it. For one reason. You imagine, then you can combine the fucking universes. Which would be unheard of.
That would be insane, yeah. But, so, I mean, look, I wish I could say I'm looking forward to either one of them, but chances are, now that I've got a baby and shit, I don't think I'm going to see either one of these DC movies at the movies. I'm
starting to think the whoever runs Warner's or DC is like, remember that guy from Mary Poppins who floats on the roof?
Yeah.
No, that's just completely insane.
The military guy. Oh no, I thought you meant the Navy guy.
No, the guy starts floating around on the roof.
Oh, Uncle Albert. Oh, yeah. I know with a guy with a wooden leg named Snyder. Look, so, I don't know. I mean, Wonder Woman's coming out at a really busy time, and Justice League is, 3 weeks before episode 8? So I'm like...
Goodbye, Justice League.
It might, I keep saying it could be bigger. You don't know.
This is how it happens. And I'm telling you, mark my words down, people. You write this shit down. Justice League is dancing out like Apollo Creed. Right? Showboating. Hey, we're coming to America, we're great. Then episode 8 rises out of the ground like Drago. And we all know the rest.
Okay, but here's the other thing I'll bet you, is that when the first Justice League trailer hits, people will say, this is going to be the one! It's going to be it, and it won't matter how it looks.
They're into
It won't matter how it looks. Like, it was like after that last Batman vs Superman trailer, which I thought I was like, this is alright, it's better than the last one. But he's back! Like, how many times are we going to do this? Like, this now is really, really back.
It's like, I think, because I remember you sending it to me in P1, and then we had to do a show straight away. Everyone's raving about it, and we just shat on it.
It's a bit better, but I mean it just a bit. It was only for that start with the Batman footage. That Batman footage at the start, the rest of it, and people just got floored by that and forgot the rest of it. I was like,
yeah, that's the problem with Batman vs Superman.
The Batman thing was the hype.
That's the thing. Batman vs Superman was saved because of Batman, really.
Yeah, anything that's good in it is part of that. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm sick and tired of people, and I've had friends say the same thing, that Henry Cavill is the Superman version. That's the way Superman is in the comics. I'm like, that's the way he is, then he's a shit character. I'm sorry, but he's just Edward Cullen. I've brought up a thousand times.
You could have put a cardboard cutout there of Christopher Reeve, and it still would have more chemistry.
They could have just had Bruce Timm, if it, like what, him direct. No, just have him as Superman.
Well, when I hear the Supergirl Superman is better, that's telling me something. And I do hear that a lot.
I've heard that. Did you see Kevin Smith? I think he's just directing DC shit now. Like, that's just it. His films that he's supposed to make a fortune on, doesn't care. Just keeps directing Flash episodes. And, and if, another show. Why is it such a big deal then if the Flash is in Justice League, if the Flash in the series actually looks better than the Flash in the movie? I'm like, no, I don't. Anyway, James Cameron. Rumours are that he's looking to reboot. Speaking of things that need saving,
his own franchise.
The Terminator franchise with the guy who directed what was his name? The guy
Tim Miller, was it?
Tim Miller? Who did
did Deadpool.
Part of me was weird because half of me was really excited to see James Cameron's back and was like, oh, and I was like, but he's not directing. Oh, because
well, he's too busy in Pandora.
Pandora doing nothing. I'm so busy in Avatar 2, I reckon it could be released 2050.
I reckon that guy seriously reckons Pandora exists. And he's like just sitting there. They're like, James, you actually have to make a film. No, I'm here in Pandora.
He's just looking for it. Avatar 2. Jay, look, here's the thing. I would be much more excited if James Cameron was coming back to direct it and come up with...
Yeah.
Because I don't know if Terminator can be rebooted, because that last one they just did, which was abysmal, like, in my opinion, like, just that pretty much was a reboot.
Here's how you save it. You go down the Alien route. 3, 4, all of them don't exist. James Cameron, come back and direct the trilogy. You finish it off with a third film. That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's right, I think. Because I was like, oh, cool. But then I was like, it's a reboot. I'm like, well, but reboot of what? If it's a reboot of 3 and 4, okay, but if it's a reboot of 1, 2, 3 and 4, I'm like, well, I don't think anyone wants that again a second time.
No, you can't save it. Yeah, you're right. James Cameron's the only one, by directing it, can save it.
But he needs to be passionate about it. Like, even... when he was talking about how good Genesis was and all that, I doubt he even watched it.
Yeah, he did.
I'm like... I think he doesn't care about Avatar anymore. I think he cares about Avatar. And funny enough, most people don't care about Avatar. They care about Terminator.
Well, if you had to pick him to save Avatar, Star Wars, Terminator, or Alien, what would you want to see him do?
God.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably Alien.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Still,
I'm like down the Alien.
Because Terminator 2. I can very much put Terminator 3 and 4 in its own timeline.
Yeah, exactly. It's
and ignore universe. and just completely ignored Genesis because it was so stupid. It's not quite Jaws of Revenge quality, but it's pretty much like I just want to forget that existed.
It's kind of Jaws 3.
It's like, whereas Alien 3 and 4, Alien 3 in particular really pissed me off with the way, and Alien 4 was just not a very good movie. So I'd rather see him and Ridley Scott do Alien 3 together, but I'd still. Yeah, I'd like him to do a Terminator 3. Funnily enough, the 10-year-old in me loved Terminator 3, like a Terminator 3 by James Cameron. Yeah. Because even when Terminator 3 was coming out, I was excited by it, but you could tell by the trailers, which I didn't think were terrible and all that, that it felt like a cheaper version of Terminator 2 in some ways.
It wasn't it wasn't James Cameron quality.
No, it wasn't the James Cameron version of it. I would have liked to have seen the James Cameron version of it, because he teased for years he was doing it. It wasn't like, James Cameron makes that now, I had no plan for Terminator 3 beyond Terminator 2. I'm like, on Terminator 2 3D The Ride, on the video, you're talking about how it's going to go into Terminator 3. There was a TV show called Cinema Secrets, where you talk about, it's a secret if I'm doing Terminator 3 or not. I'm like, you had every intention of doing it, and then they wouldn't wait for you.
Well, the thing is, what annoys me is, if he had no plans, why in hell did they linger on that shot of Arnold breaking his arm off and it going around in the little fucking compactor thing? That, even as a child, I'm watching that going, oh shit, that's the setup for the next one. And what do they do? Forget about it.
Yeah. It is, some people hate Terminator 3. I didn't hate it. I just thought it's hard to stand up to those first.
I liked him as John Connor. I actually really liked him. Yeah. I think he's probably the best John Connor.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I think Christian Bale's the worst. When I think about it, I'm like, hold on. No, he's not.
Thank you.
I don't know.
At least it's funny because
everything
the villain.
Everything I didn't want Terminator to be was Terminator Genesis. Arnie doing a really I know Arnie had been funny in 3 and 2, but this was doing Arnie as like a laughable guy.
Bad boy.
So I don't look if he's coming back, and look, this guy's a good director, but it's still, I don't know, because I thought Jonathan Morrow, whatever the guy did. Terminator 3, I think he's a pretty decent director. I think he did Breakdown and U571.
I'd say he's an idea for a storyline, right, which I would be interested in seeing, because obviously Terminator 2 would have changed the timeline. Why can't you have an older Michael Biehn come back and have Linda Hamilton alive?
Oh no, but that won't sell. You've got to have people like Jay Courtney, Billy Clark.
No, but seriously,
they sell tickets,
Oh yeah, Jay Courtney's a massive box office.
And how much? I think the funny part is Terminator Genesis. And this will make you offended. Made more in China than either one of the new Star Wars films have. I'm serious.
Fucking China.
And you know why? Purely because it's about robots. It's got nothing to do with anything else. That's why the Transformer movies keep making money.
What's his name? KC20 or he's for K2CO or he's for... What about him? He's a robot.
But see, he was an acute robot, or merchandise a
BB-8.
I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe because Terminator
and Transformers is just a fucking junkyard. They're not robots.
The thing is, maybe you need to pay attention to these two Star Wars films and Transform, because you haven't seen the last one yet, have you? You should definitely watch it.
No, and I will not. Because I've seen the trailer for the next one. That looks absolutely stupid.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
A bunch of knights running around with Optimus.
People are saying that Star Wars actually got the title of that off. I don't think Star Wars has been quite inspired, the title, by Transformers The Last Night.
If it is, that's an issue.
Should we talk about the title and Carrie Fisher?
Yeah, let's get into it, people. If you aren't aware, if you've lived under a rock.
Carrie Fisher died? No, that wasn't reported.
I didn't hear anything about that anywhere.
Yeah, but it did come as a shock. It was funny because when she had the heart attack, I thought, even if she survived, this isn't looking good. I just thought, because it was because how's she going to recover from that?
Yeah. And even then, it was a pretty major heart attack, and there were signs that she was going to recover, and
yeah, but I know. But what sort of condition was she going to be in? That's just it. It's like, yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see the way that affects episode. Like, I don't know about the content, but the box office. Disney have to be very careful the way they put her on posters and shit now, because they'll get that you're exploiting.
No, but they've got to do what the whole Heath Ledger thing was, which don't hide. Like, that's what shits me. With Dark Knight, they embraced him and showed him respect by putting him out there as the character. Because at the end of the day, you're not putting Carrie Fisher's face out there. You're putting Princess Leia.
Princess Leia's face, yeah.
And that's what shit me with the Dark Knight Rises. It was like, we're going to respect Heath Ledger. Well, you didn't respect the Joker. Because you shadowed over and ignored the character. That
second half of that movie, I'm just wondering how much of the Joker was going to be involved in that. Because it felt very much to me.
You're just waiting for
that second half of the movie. Yeah, there's something. What's he talking about? Okay, this is Donald Trump has just warned Chicago. If Chicago doesn't fix the carnage going on, 228 shootings in 2017, I am going to send in feds.
Oh, that's going to help.
It's going to fix things. But back to things that do make sense. Back to
people we wish were alive rather than you.
That's right. We wish was taken instead. It'll be interesting to see the way it's handled. I'll just say that.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I think Carrie Fisher would also be very much the same. Like, she's not.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Princess Leia is Star Wars. That's the character. She just played the role, so she wouldn't want it to be. Oh, we can't use it. We can't exploit it. No, she'd be like, fucking exploit the shit out of it. Make it my final film. Make it worth it.
But it's like, I mean, you see the reaction of the title. People are so opinionated on this shit. Especially with Star Wars, they're just ridiculously opinionated on some. Like just the title, The Last Jedi, which I think is a good title. Oh, it's
what does it mean?
Too different to the other ones. Because the other ones had, Attack of the Clones, The Empire Strikes Back. There's no verb in this. I'm like, all right.
But even that, I was one of those people that were like, I wish there was an of in there. But you know what? Every single Star Wars title, every time, from the Phantom Menace, they always get scrutinized and analyzed. And you know what? Eventually, just when you say it enough, it becomes part of the franchise.
Yeah. Attack of the Clones was probably the most controversial one because that had a lot of people complaining. I still remember. There haven't been really people complaining about it. People are like, oh, it's alright, I guess. So, and people are like, there's never been a title that doesn't have a verb. I'm like, Phantom Menace?
Yeah, exactly.
Rogue One.
Yeah, I was going to say, Rogue of One.
Yeah, so I don't... Look, I like the title. I'm fine with it. I think it's simple. A good time.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to fit in with the movie. But I just want the movie to be good. But
the question is, who is The Last Jedi?
I like that, though. I mean, but it can be plural, too. Like, people are like, it could be a group of Jedi. You don't know. You don't know. I get a feeling it's going to be Rey and Luke. But it's gone right back to that Return of the Jedi argument.
Yeah.
Who is it referring to? Is it referring to Jedi as a plural? Yeah. Does Anakin Skywalker or Luke? Yeah, I used to always go, how can it be Luke if he wasn't a Jedi to start out with? It's him returning as...
Where was he coming back from?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It was like returning as a Jedi. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, it could be. It could be analysed like that.
Because I knew as soon as that title was announced, I'm like, oh, here we go, 11 months of debate. Yeah, it's funny. It was even on, it was even on the news last night?
Yeah.
I was like, it was on Channel 7 News, the last thing before the weather, and the guy said, and the presenter, Michael Usher, was like, oh, looking forward to it. I was like, all right. And it was like, and then it kind of, I'm not saying it should have, but they ruined the end of Force Awakens. And they're like, when we looked, Scott, I was like, hold on, it's just been a year since it came out. So I'm like, well...
If people haven't seen it by now,
I know. But, so, I mean, look, I'm trying, over the next 11 months, I'm going to try to avoid things from it. I mean...
Yeah, okay.
There is a teaser online. Have you seen that?
It's fake.
It's fake?
Oh, look. I mean, I think it's well done for a fake trailer, but it shows nothing and it has an audio voice, which sounds to me more like the Emperor impersonation than Snoke. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you hear like a laugh and shit. It's not Snoke. Did you
notice that they use the Emperor's music too? I'm like, I don't know if they've used that in the teaser.
That's what I mean. It's trying to, whoever it is trying to impersonate Snoke, but it's got the Emperor's theme.
Sounds like
it's not. Snoke doesn't laugh like that, even though we've hardly seen
he doesn't laugh at all.
Yeah,
somebody was telling me the other day that he's a Sith Lord, and I'm like, I don't think he is. I don't. Yeah, I mean it's funny because you hear all rumors.
Well, I don't think he's Sith. I do think he is. Believe it or not, I think he is going to be the Last Jedi.
Yeah, that could. Well, yeah, that would make
that's
sense.
the twist. I think he's going to be from the old Republic. And he's
and he's survived.
And he's turned.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah,
I mean, great.
He's mace.
Thank you. I've just thrown the controversy out there. He is going to be from.
that Snoke is one badass motherfucker.
I've worked. You know, okay.
You would be so mad.
No, I'm going to throw this out there. I'll throw this out there. People haven't even thought about this, and I've actually, believe it or not, I've been thinking about it. Who's to say? He is not. Who's the fucking the guy that bloody got killed off and you never saw him in the council, who apparently ordered the clone army?
Cypher
Dyas. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but they do have in Clone Wars. They do cover him a bit.
Oh, so he's actually in the cartoon.
Yeah, he's in the cartoon because they figure out. That's how they figure out that Dooku was actually a Tyrannus.
Yeah. And
the Jedi find out that Tyrannus was impersonating Cypher Dyas, and Yoda has a moment kind of like Biff Tannen, actually. He's like, what the hell's going on here? That's not exactly what he says. Hell, what is going on here?
Hello, Jedi. Anybody home?
Yeah, but
well, there goes my theory.
Yeah, I don't think you see. Sorry.
So there goes my theory then.
No, but it could be an lost Jedi. I mean, there's nothing to say. Like everyone's so concerned about
lost Jedi. I got lost. I'm evil.
Is that what I said? The lost Jedi. Yeah.
Actually, that's a better title. The Lost Jedi.
And that's why Luke's on the island. He just got lost.
Yeah.
I'd love it if his first words are, could you direct me to the Jedi? Wasn't that rumor right on? Oh, the title's going to be Tales of the Jedi Temple. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, the Jedi Temple.
That was the first title rumor. That's why I'm like...
Shadow of the Dark Side, the Jedi Temple. There was something, yeah.
Tales of the Jedi Temple.
Yeah.
Did you see Mark Hamill? They asked Mark Hamill what his first words were to Daisy, to Ray. Did you see what he said?
No.
Get off my lawn. I thought that'd be cool.
Well, a lot of people there's actually, believe it or not, there is betting, and I'm serious going on, about what Luke's first line is going to be.
Who the hell knows?
Exactly. Thank God you found me. I've been here for ages.
How's Han doing?
I would love...
Or worse yet, Carrie!
Did you bring any beer?
That's right.
And the people, he's looking at a grave. It must be some kind of for fuck's sake.
Oh.
You know, I hope it's not going to just answer. Oh yeah, by the way, this is my grave. I just made it. Maybe it's Han Solo's grave.
I think episode 8 will have the funeral of Han. I think you know how it's going to start straight off after.
Yeah, I do think that is going to be how it'll start up.
And that's how they get Lando in it.
Is Lando in it? So Billy D. Williams is actually. Billy D. Williams is actually going to be in it.
I don't know if he's. I don't know, I haven't seen on the set, but I mean, that could have been just him.
Come on, put me in it, please! Put me in it!
I need to get off this air! What is it? Okay, I can actually put into IMDb Last Jedi now. Because I think that they didn't buggerize, right? Within 5 minutes, they had that title change.
Oh, yeah, the website. Everything.
Warwick Davis.
He's in all of them. That doesn't count.
No, it doesn't say, but I mean...
It doesn't mean he's not in it.
No, it doesn't say, but I could have sworn I read that he was in it. Tom Hardy's name.
Tom Hardy's
okay. Tom Hardy, star of Star Wars. You'll have 20 seconds in it. Gareth Edwards is a cameo there. I didn't know that. But it's the first. It's going to be the first Star Wars that is not played. Obviously, Kenny Baker's not doing R2 in it.
Yeah,
so
well, yeah.
That's going to be interesting, isn't it? Did you want to speak about the last story?
Yes.
Actually, and then I'll do the list of the 2017 movies it'll count down to. But the last story is a movie you really, really like called Every Inch Way But Loose. Do you remember that?
I forgot about this.
Yeah.
And I'm wishing
they're doing a remake of it.
Yeah. If people are...
Okay, enough said. And that was the show. No,
that was me just screaming, people. I
tell you who's doing it.
Oh, the David Corners.
It's going to be like Lethal Weapon.
This time with a monkey. I am.
Yeah, and he's deputised.
That'd be kind of cool, actually. I don't mind seeing it.
Yeah. Is there any reason why?
Because it made money.
You're looking forward to this.
Because it made money. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they're doing it.
No. But is there any reason? But is there any reason you're looking forward to this?
I will not even watch the trailer for this shit. It's one of Clint Eastwood's best films, and they're fucking with it.
Yeah, well, one of his most memorable. Yeah. It's not quite remaking Dirty Harry, but it's
pretty darn close.
Yeah. Why would you replace Clyde? Are they going to do him CG?
Yeah.
Because I don't think you can have them doing the sort of things they were doing back then. Now, So who's
I just don't see the.
I hope they have with the cast list. Melissa McCarthy replacing.
she can play Clyde.
Oh dear. Every which way but loose. Okay, where are we? Oh, it's not up here, so there's a chance they might not make it. Not on IMDb. But that doesn't mean anything. Just like we're so offended, we're not putting it up. Every which way but loose. No, it's not up here. Yeah, so I don't think there's a cast or anything.
Let's just say The Rock, because he's going to be the obvious fucking choice they'll go for.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to remake something, okay. Let me read the story. Okay, here's the story. Actually, I was so enraged yesterday, I just didn't even read the story.
Oh, well, neither.
The headline, and went, I'm not reading it. Okay, Every Which Way But Loose remake. Where are we? Okay. It's just opening. Oh, wow, this is this is a lot of details. A new take on Every Which Way But Loose is heading back to the big screen. Deadline has the news reporting that Sex Trip writer and director Anthony Coho is been hired to helm the new version, but the producer is the original producer. Yeah.
God.
So there's a lot of detail. How did he direct Anthony Coho?
It's too much bloody detail. It's just, I don't...
Why would you...
I'm honestly lost for words. I mean, most films could get me angry, but this is just annoying.
Yeah, I just again, I'll put the money out there now. I'll put the money out there. It's not going to make money because who cares about it if it's not Eastwood doing it?
And
The Rock is cool and all, but
it was a product of its
why
time.
bother? If they're you're definitely not going to get away with it now. I mean, they couldn't even make it passed its time in 1982. That's why they didn't do a third one. Yeah. So because the two movies both of them people have this idea, the second one didn't make money. Well, fucking, I think it was like the number 5 of the year or something.
Yeah.
Like, it made a lot of money. They both made a lot of money.
And they're great films.
But,
they're not remake material.
Well, they're dated. But it's not like it's just, you don't need to redo it. Like, really, it's just,
They'll do it dark and edgy.
If you know who they should get the guy who did The Arrival. Do a cerebral model or something like that.
What's he doing? He's directing something big.
Do it that way.
What was he directing? He's directing something big, like a Marvel or some bloody thing.
He's doing Blade Runner, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing Blade Runner.
The guy who did The Arrival.
It is Blade Runner I'm thinking of. Yeah, no, it is Blade Runner, yeah.
Because I don't think he's got anything... It's funny, you run in The Arrival and that Charlie Sheen movie comes up.
Oh.
Which had a sequel, I didn't even know.
Did it?
Fuck, where's it gone? It had The Arrival 2, starring Patrick Muldoon. Remember that was... This just shows you the shit I know. Troopers 2 as his bride, Starship Troopers 1 as his bride.
No, I don't remember.
At the end of it, but right, fair enough. Who's this guy do? The guy who wrote The Arrival, he actually... Oh man, this is another Arrival. There's too many Arrivals. There's 3 Arrivals. Alright. Alright, do you want to... I'll read out the top 10 movies we're looking forward to this year.
Yeah,
there's been...
I'm sure 80% of it's on your list, as I agree with.
Are going to be the same?
Yeah.
Yeah. So starting out, number 10, this is very but I'm not looking forward to it as much as other people. Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is I'm still not sure about it. I see the trailer, and the trailer's... I didn't go crazy for it like other people. There's something about it. It's just, I'm like, this could be really just a standard movie. There's nothing about the storyline that reads to me epic sequel yet, but, it's early days yet. I mean, I haven't seen Stallone or Kurt Russell as the Planet yet, so that could be very cool. But on the whole, let me put it this way: out of all the Marvel movies coming out, it's one I could sort of go, yeah. I mean, I'll put this on the same level as the new Spider-Man coming out. I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll see it. But
out of all the Marvel ones, it's probably the one I'm more interested in because it's something different. It's not the same shit over and over again. I'm not saying there's shit. Yeah. I'm just saying I'm just kind of getting sick of it.
That's true. No. I mean, the thing about Guardians 1, I still think it had a little bit too much humour in the first one. That's just my opinion. Like, some critical moments when the drama was building, they sort of just played it for laughs. And there are some moments I really like that, but the ending, especially in the first one when they did the dance-off, it didn't work. For me, it didn't work. That's all. I understand why it worked for some people, but not for me. Number 9, the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah,
this could be the only good DC
it's going to be the only good DC movie.
Look, it looks funny. I don't think it's going to win any awards or anything like that. I like Will Arnett in the Lego movie as Batman. The bit with the Joker in the trailer, that's pretty funny. The bit when he turns around and he says something about, I am your worst villain. I'm like, I don't really have a bad villain.
Yeah,
That's kind of funny. Yeah. I think if it can do a few more jokes like that, it should get a tick mode in it. The cast sounds good. It's amazing. A film with little Lego things looks.
Yeah, to put it in a fucking $300 million budget.
Into the $400 million movie. Number 8, Kingsman 2. I hope it's good.
I'd say, well, if it's anything like the first one, it should be pretty cool.
Yeah, I like the first one a lot. I thought the first one was really cool.
That, and also John Wick 2.
Yeah, I haven't put that on here because I haven't seen the first one yet.
It's good old school action film without any of the bullshit.
A lot of people are excited for it, so it could be joining this list as soon as I see the first one. Number 7, you might not agree with this one. Thor 2, Ragnarok. Yeah, Fraggle Rock.
Yeah. I definitely want to see it. I'm really just over comic book films at the moment.
But is that because of Marvel or DC?
Both. They're just flooding. It's just it's like the one thing I've got against Marvel, and it's not even against this. it's, you know what, Thanos, you're sitting on your ass for fucking 12,000 films.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, now I'm going to do something about it. And still, you've done nothing.
But Reed, this is the cast list for Thor 3. Thor, it's the third one, yeah. Now, Benedict Cumberbatch, Tom Hiddleston, Kate Blanchett, Idris Elba, Jamie Alexander, then again the people that we haven't had before. Tessa Thompson, the chick out of Creed, right? Then Mark Ruffalo, Carl Urban, Sam Neill, Ray Stevenson, that's the guy out of Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
You know, Jeff Gold and Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, Lou Ferrigno? Who the hell's he playing?
That's a pretty good cast.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty impressive cast.
Yeah, but it's the story that's going to be the
yeah, that's
part.
true. But they're getting, again, Ken Watanabe's in it. Did you know that?
What?
Oh, yeah, he's in it. Ken Watanabe's in it, yeah.
He's just going to be staring like he does Godzilla. He's going to fall asleep. I was a young man when I started this franchise. I don't know. There's just something about it. I think it's going to be good because I keep reading about the director and one of the things he's saying. Now, look, I've got no idea what the comic is like, so it might let down people from the comic. But there's an entirely new team. Disney are doing what they always do well, which is bring in new blood a lot of the time, and people who aren't sort of jaded. Yeah.
So, and I think it's going to surprise people. I think it could be, since it's opening 3 weeks before Justice League, it might steal a little bit of the thunder, but we don't.
No pun intended there.
Yeah, but I got this feeling, especially since Thor 2 wasn't usually received well. So I think they might really sort of try and pull a big one out of it. So, and it's really, apart from Guardians, Marvel doesn't have as many movies this year. You haven't seen Doctor Strange yet, have you?
No, I want to. I just haven't. I've never got around to go and seeing it.
Okay, my number 6. You probably have this higher. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm of two minds about it.
It's hard to separate. Yeah, it's hard to separate from the classic anime.
Yeah, I think it'll be a huge movie. Like, I think it'll be big. But it's sort of like The Jungle Book was an animated movie that was a good animated movie. Beauty and the Beast was part of the sort of the holy trilogy of 2D animation in some ways, which was that, Aladdin, and Lion King, and Little Mermaid, I suppose, beforehand. So it's sort of, I want to see it, but at the same time, there's a lot that could go wrong.
A lot to live up.
It's got a hell of a cast. Like a really good. I think Emma Watson's a good choice for it. I think she is. I think all the Ian McKellen and Ewan McGregor and all that. I think that's. And it's produced by the guy who did the original film, so that's good. I think worse. I think it's going to be all right.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to be designed level because it's handled by people who give a shit. So I just it's gonna be a lot harder to pull off than Cinderella or half the other animated films turned into live action films. So I mean that's. I'm looking forward to it, and our future wife is probably going to see it at the midnight session more than likely.
Oh yeah, I mean I think the biggest issue they got with it is, do you stray away from the cartoon, or do you stay so loyal you do nothing different?
Yeah.
That's going to be the issue.
I guarantee you they'll have the Beauty and the Beast song in it.
Oh!
I'd be shocked if that wasn't in it.
I would walk out on protest.
I would be shocked if that isn't.
You may say start dancing and I got a lovely bunch of coconuts. And people would bring it up. It's announced that Celine Dion is doing a new song for it. Oh, it's terrible. What do you think she did for the other one, you dickhead? She fucking did that song.
They should
everyone remembers Mrs. Pop singing it, but
they should have Splinter doing Blue Hawaii. Just do a song. That would make it.
I would rather see that than the Ninja Turtles films are doing.
Yeah. None of those are in this list. Are they coming out this year? I can't even remember.
Totally
in fact, I'll be honest, there isn't a DC film apart from Lego Batman.
What about Transformers, The Last Night?
No, that's... no. I'll probably end up seeing it, but no. Number 5, I'm hoping this is going to be good. I haven't even seen a trailer for it yet. It's Dunkirk, for the new Nolan one.
Yeah, I
could see him doing a good war movie. I could see him doing it.
As long as you don't do the normal style you do and fucking jump around times and shit. Just tell a story, Nolan.
Yeah. He even did that in Inception, didn't he?
Yeah,
not Inception, but Interstellar.
Yeah, and look, I'm a massive defender of Interstellar. Yeah, I don't think it's his best film. I do like it still. And people, you're just a Nolan fan. I'm like, no, I'm not a big fan of Dark Knight Rises, but I like most of other things he does. I mean, the more I see Dark Knight Rises, the less I like it. So.
No, it's funny. I think Dark Knight Rises has a good half, and then the second half, you could tell when there must have been a bloody management change at DC, because everything since that second half has been shit.
I think it's Nolan. I really think when Ledger died, it destroyed such a plan that he had that he was like, you know what, I'll make it, but I'm making it more for the money and for the fans to finish it.
But it was all the after effect. Like, look after that, didn't Green Lantern was pretty close to that, and Man of Steel, and it just nothing's gone right since that first half of Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I don't know, maybe one is...
And Dark Knight Rises is still the best thing they've done. I would say Green Lantern is better than the last 3 movies that they've done. Honestly, and that's saying something because people hated that film. At least it's fun.
Yeah, but at least it's kind of... at least I can follow it. Yeah. At least I don't need to have had a degree in comic books to watch it.
Dark does not mean it can't be fun. That's what shits me with DC. It's got to be dark. It's like, 89 was dark and it was fun.
Yeah, and that was a breakthrough. Yeah. For Christ's sake. Yeah, and that's their own bloody breakthrough. We understand that. Number 4, I'm really looking forward to this movie, is Logan. I've just got this feeling.
The more I see it, the more it looks,
because Antonio said about how good it was when he saw 50 minutes of it. And this is a good director. I know he did The Last Wolverine, but if you look at his resume, it's a pretty impressive resume. He did Copland, he did Walk the Line, he did... he's done a heap.
But even if you look at this looks more like he has control.
Yeah, for sure.
The style of it, the way it's filmed, is very dark.
Which I always think there should of two minds of letting the directors have it, because sometimes you have directors and when they get too much power, you get Batman Returns. on the other hand, you get Batman versus Superman with the studio, like when a studio Suicide Squad, I suppose, is a better example.
Yeah.
But what did this guy direct? It's a pretty impressive resume he's got, and that last trailer was pretty.
Love the trailer.
I just think it looks like a good story.
I mean, look, I basically know how it's going to end, which I think if people.
Yeah, I haven't read it.
No, but just going by the trailer and looking at it, and knowing it's Hugh Jackman's last encounter, it's kind of obvious which route they're going to go down. But I kind of hope they do, because it's going to add a lot more emotion to the story.
Okay, here's what he did. He did a Copland, Girl Interrupted, Kate and Leopold with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
Walk the Line, 3:10 to Yuma, and then the what?
Oh shit! I didn't realise he did that. He's done some good films. Yeah.
Then Night and Day with Tom Cruise.
Which was terrible.
Damn. And Last Wolverine, and now Logan. So I think he's definitely got it in him to crank out a really good movie. I just people are like, I'm done with Wolverine. I'm like, at the same time, he's the character who they always seem to people are interested in.
I love that people are like, I'm done with him. You got to watch it? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because the other X-Men films, it's funny because even in the last X-Men, what was it, Apocalypse, they had to have him in the most pointless cameo.
Yeah, see, that was... to be honest, that's one of the worst things about that movie. It didn't need to have him in it.
Yeah.
It really
That whole subplot, you could have cut like 30 minutes out of that, and that would have still been...
Yeah, well, the first bloody First Class, he's in it for one scene, and that was how you bring him in as a cameo. Just tell him to fuck off. I was like, genius.
Yeah, that was a great... Yeah, actually, that was a great scene, actually.
However, have you seen Patrick Stewart in the last trailer when he swears?
No, actually, no.
It's so weird seeing Patrick Stewart. Oh, this fucking... He says something about something, oh, this fucking situation, or whatever. It's like...
but he actually swears a fair bit in real life. I think he swears in Family Guy a fair bit.
It's weird to hear him see his face. And everyone's like, oh, Charles Xavier doesn't swear. I was like, well, he did when he was younger.
You can fuck off and go to warp speed.
Yeah. Well, even then, because they said, oh, Charles Xavier would swear. I was like, well, James McAvoy told Wolverine to get fucked.
Yeah.
So,
why wouldn't he swear? He was wild when he was younger.
Yeah.
So. Okay, number 3. God, I hope this movie's good. Alien Covenant.
Oh, God. Yeah. I'm really hoping.
I don't know. Even after the trailer, I don't. It's either going to be Ridley Scott going totally the other direction, which is having too much of this animal.
He's going to be saying, "I'm sorry," but no, I'm really like Prometheus. I like, but I do want to see the Alien connection. I really do.
Yeah, I just hope. I am honestly hoping there's no Ripley's mother or any of that.
Oh yeah.
Even if it is. I'll even allow it to some degree. Allow it. Fox answered by. I'll even be okay with it it to some degree, depending on how it's done. But it's just not. I'm just very
too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, I find it hard to believe that Ripley, her mother, and then her daughter are all involved. But. Look, I really liked what was The Martian? I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
So I think Ridley's definitely got it in him to do a great another Alien film.
Yeah, I just think he he wanted to go into that universe, and then it was like, oh, we're going to advertise it like Alien, and he was like, no, it's set in the same universe but isn't connected. And
then the problem with Prometheus was expectation. I mean,
and he kept saying it. He kept saying it though. He kept saying it's not an Alien movie. It's not. It's set in the same universe. And then I think now he's like, fuck it. I've just got to give in.
Yeah, and also I reckon there was pressure from Fox.
Yeah,
like
the trailer for God's sakes had the Alien music original trailer.
Yeah, for sure. So look, I mean, the trailer's good. I think it looks good.
Looks great. The trailer.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea about the characters or anything like that. I just hope it's not repeating all the same steps too much. That's my only fear.
Yeah.
It's well shot. Again, like all Ridley Scott films, even his bad ones, the production design's amazing. It's definitely my number.
Well, I can tell it's going to be scary, because when Jamie saw the trailer, I'm like, I ain't seen that. I'm like, okay, at least I know it's going to be scary. Good.
Yeah, I mean, he's still got that in him, I think, to create a great suspense film. So,
I think it's going to be very intense.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm definitely looking forward. I'm glad the fact that they got moved from August to May, that's a good sign. It means they're confident. So, we'll see. Number 2 is, I'm a bit more, I think, is less of a risk. It's the third in another trilogy called War for the Planet of the Apes.
Yep. Definitely can't wait for that.
Yeah. All that he has to do now is deliver a good film. Pretty much.
And to be honest...
Because the first 2 were really good. Especially, I think that last one was great. I think the first one was pretty damn good. It's not as good as the first one.
No, John Essen, so much better.
Yeah, that's what was missing about it. That's what. If this is all they've got, in 5 weeks we'll be running this planet. Yeah,
so much better.
Fucking arrogant asshole. So I think it. Look, I think
it can be the great trilogy, which is rare if people can pull it off.
I think if it's possible that it'll be the weakest out of all, but I think it could still be very good, if that makes sense.
The thing is, that's very smart, because the first one was really about, cruelty to animals and bullshit. The second one, it was kind of like, Caesar, it was, like, people say, there's a bit of the human connection, but I think it's more the portrayal of, Cobra. And more
which was brilliant. Yeah. It was one of the best things out of the whole series.
It was really ape versus ape, whereas this one, it's going to be ape and human.
Yeah, I hope it's not that simple.
That's what I hope. I think there'll be two. Like, you got to understand, Woody Harrelson's obviously going to be a villain.
Yeah.
But
sure.
you got to, the humans are they're tragic. They've lost everything, and it's going to be. I hope they really play on the emotion of Caesar's family, his family, and doing what's right.
I hope they sort of leave it ambiguous as to if it connects to the original movie, because I don't know. I always thought of this as a reboot, and that it doesn't connect to the original film.
Oh, I think they've said that doesn't. They've said that they've given the Easter eggs, like with the ship going into
That's
space.
fine, yeah, which is fine. But I just, I mean,
and because
it wouldn't ruin anything for me because, to tell you the truth, there was so much in that original series of films. There was so much continuity all over the place.
The thing. Do you want it to end with the world being completely wiped, like the way you would think it would end?
It depends how it was done.
Like, I'm expecting Caesar to die at the end. I kind of hope he doesn't, but I will expect him to die and Apes almost to take over in some weird...
Yeah.
But maybe they'll change the timeline.
I hope it's not severely dark, but then, even if it was, the original films had all pretty dark endings. The only one that didn't really was the fifth one. Even this new series of films, I suppose the first... Rise of the Planet of the Apes, the ending wasn't that dark, but the second one, the last one, had a grim ending, or an ominous ending.
I would like this to end with kind of like them being a piece. Maybe Caesar dying for that piece. I don't know.
Yeah. So I mean,
because then you can say, oh well, who knows what happens? Because I mean, the next 10,000 years.
For sure.
What happens with obviously Charlton Heston? It's set so long in the future.
Yeah. So you're not. Yeah. I mean. When's it coming out? July?
Yeah.
I think it's got... I sort of wish they'd move it, because that's a busy month again.
Yeah, but come on, the last one was big.
Yeah. I mean, there'll definitely be an audience for it, no question. I hope it's not hindered by its release date. And the number one...
Before we say number one, I'm going to throw two on there. Blade Runner. I want to see Blade Runner.
Oh, shit, I forgot about that. Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, Blade Runner and Jamie's favourite film.
No, I definitely do want to...
And I'm going to throw It.
Yeah, when's that coming?
September.
When is that coming out?
Her birthday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So, yeah, but Blade Runner, Blade Runner, yeah, you'd want to see it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Blade Runner. There's no way I'll get Talia to it, but yeah.
And then number one might be an obvious film.
Yeah. We need to say it. Number one is the Jedi who's lost.
The lost Jedi. I'm disappointed you didn't have Transformers.
It's got everything. Yeah, no, that was a choice between Lost Jedi or Lost. I'm going to stop that. Last Jedi or Transformers, or possibly Wonder Woman.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you for not putting any of the DC shit on here. I wouldn't either.
No, I'm done.
I'll see him.
I'll
see him because I'm an idiot. But yeah.
No, it's got to... Only because Casey's around now, I've got to pick my movies that I go to see.
It's your perfect excuse.
Yeah, I've got to...
Can't see DC.
Because I don't get to the movies as often. I mean, it's going to be hard. I mean, there's things coming out that, like, even that I'm sort of like, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that, like Skull Island. I wouldn't, but I'll probably end up seeing that on DVD because I just don't think I'll get a chance to see it.
Actually, that would probably one I'd put on my list. I'd probably get to see it.
I hope that's not a full-on remake. I mean, there's other movies coming out, Transformers, Ghost in the...
Let's not go on the agenda.
Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, I probably will check that out. I think it's, obviously the anime.
Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I haven't even bothered with the trailer. I never got into them as a kid, so it's like...
you know what, that's one of those films, if you had extra time and nothing to do, you'd check it out.
Yeah, for sure. 50 Shades Darker.
Fuck off.
That's opening very close to when Lego Batman opens out. I'm like,
Yeah, I'll make money. That's what's sad.
But do you want to say why we're looking forward to episode 8?
What do we even need to even list anything?
Rian Johnson. I think he's a very, very clever choice to do it. I love the casting they've done for it. It's got everything going for it. John Williams coming back. It's a good release date.
Carrie Fisher's last film.
It's Luke Skywalker's reintroduction of the story. It's the only danger. The only danger is if they go too close to Empire, but I just don't see that happening this time because I think J.J. Abraham is a bit guilty of doing that sometimes.
This could be the best Star Wars film. I know Rogue One's just come out. And I fucking love what they did with that. Yeah, we get to finally see Luke whoop some ass. The Knights of Ren. Yeah, it's like it's gonna be some crazy shit.
Yeah, and it's probably going to end on a cliffhanger that's going two more, like in the old words of Oscar Schindler, two more years. So yeah, that's pretty much that's 2017. The one original film. I'm sort of looking forward. But the truth is, I'm sure there'll be original films that come out. They just haven't been made yet, or they're just I mean, have you got? Okay, I've got to say, have you got any interest in La La Land? I must be. I look at it and I go, I'm trying to find something. The fact that even nominated for 14 Oscars, that puts me off it even more.
Yeah,
it's like saying, okay, how much of a Hollywood wank session is it? Is it a good movie or is it a tribute to Hollywood? I'm like, because it wasn't The Artist. That's why The Artist got so much praise. It's because it was a tribute to Hollywood.
Yeah. I just totally agree. The moment I heard that, I was like, I just have no interest in it. I mean, it's probably a decent film to a good film.
Oh, I'm sure everything about it is good and the acting is good. It's just, I'm going to be honest, musicals just don't do it for me at all.
And even then, they nominated Gibson for Best Director, and what chance do you think he has of winning? Even if he is the best director out of those, it ain't going to happen.
Well, I mean, there was a bit of controversy because she wasn't nominated for The Arrival, was she? Amy Adams.
I think she was. Wasn't she Best Supporting?
No, she wasn't.
There was a big... Oh, shit.
Yeah, because there's a big, what are you doing? I mean, it's obvious what's going to happen. This is going to be boring.
Because you're in that fucking Man of Steel, isn't it?
That's what you get for putting for getting the spear.
That's what you get for dragging Jimmy Olsen, a man we never knew.
Oh, it's all right. In the extended version, he does say, "My name's Jimmy Olsen." Oh, perfect character.
Character development.
I think this Oscar, I'll do a prediction for the Oscars. It's going to be boring as bats piss again. It's just not. I haven't watched them in years, and I won't watch them again.
If you wanted it interesting, honestly, they should have nominated Deadpool for Best Picture, because he would have gone dressed up as Deadpool. That should have been cool.
Yeah, I'm more interested to see Moonlight, actually, rather than I nearly called it Narnia. La La Land.
Wasn't that Bruce Willis' TV show?
La La Land.
No, Moonlight.
Moonlighting. Yeah, La La Land. I'll be honest. This is heresy. I watched Sound of Music. What is it? The Singing in the Rain the other day.
Yeah.
Didn't do anything for me. It's a good film. Like, it is a good, well-written film. But everything is well acted, as well.
Too much singing.
The dancing's amazing, but every time it's a dramatic bit, it starts to go. They start singing, and I'm like, well, I'm having trouble taking this seriously.
It's like Grease.
I do it with movies. Yeah, but Grease is not a serious. It's not a serious film. Grease doesn't. Sound of Music. What the fuck? Singing in the Rain is a serious film, but half of it's musical.
So do you think Batman?
Even
Batman vs Superman should have been a musical instead.
Musical, yeah, for sure. And the dancing is amazing, but just for me, I need more than dancing for a movie. Like, it's sort of like I need more than effects for a movie, and it's well acted. Look, the end of it's pretty sweet. Like, it's got a sweet ending. But
all I know about Singing in the Rain
just
the dickhead on
just wasn't my type of movie.
That's all I know. Dickhead on a lamp.
That's a good
scene.
In the Rain. That's a good scene.
Why?
It's probably the best.
But why is it a good scene?
I don't know. Because he's just proposed to his wife, to Debbie Reynolds, and it horrifies me to say that because it was our grandmother's favourite film of all time. So. Yeah, no, it's a well done movie. If you're into musicals, I can totally understand why you'd love it. But
I just don't like musicals. As you say, for animated, I have no issue with it for some reason. Too. But in real world, no one breaks out in song.
Yeah, me too. Like, I can sort of do it with Grease, maybe because the songs. And that was the other thing with it.
Because you don't believe them as teenagers, so you know it's a fake world.
Yeah, so it's bullshit. And like, look, John Travolta, anything but being that cycler guy. But Grease, kind of, the songs were really, really memorable and didn't feel as cheesy as some of the songs in Sound of Music. Sound of Music, as Singing in the Rain, probably Sound of Music as well. Like, Singing in the Rain actually is not a bad song. But the rest of it, like, there's that song, Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. You got to do everything you can do to make 'em laugh.
I've never heard that.
I'm like,
I think you're singing Ethel Merman. You'll be swell. You'll be great.
but that's what happens in one big dramatic bit. This guy's like out of work, and he's because talkies have come into Hollywood, and they're like, "Oh, how are we going to survive?" I'll tell you what you can do: make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. 10 minutes of singing.
Do that in the real world. I'm looking for a fucking job, dickhead.
Oh, well, you know how I'm looking for work. That's what I'll
do that next interview. Go in.
What's your like? So what is it you can do with yourself, Mr. Smell? I can make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh.
And if you don't get the job, you can sue. The false advertising.
Oh, so you clearly don't like singing in the rain. Biased against Hollywood and musicals.
Just start taking umbrellas and dancing in the rain. It's fucking sunny outside, you dickhead.
I prefer the singing in the rain and Clockwork Orange.
Thank you. There's a realistic movie for you.
Yeah, fucking La La Land. You know how many nominations it got?
I just think of Babe.
14.
14, whatever. That's almost Titanic.
Yeah, it is. It's the same.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
that wasn't for Titanic, but still.
But look, a lot of people like La La Land, so maybe we're missing or something. Maybe, I don't know, because I'm like, see, it just says this. This is the category it said, drama musical. So that automatically makes I'm like, you can't do that.
Honestly, every time I hear La, I think of Babe. That bloody La La La. I'm like, what the heck? That's someone who unimagination title.
As if they really wanted to confuse people, they should have put La La Land Jingle Bells.
Yeah, exactly. Really confusing.
Yeah. All right, so I think that's it. Well, and we'll just go. Is there anything we can do to make the show any better?
Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Don't you know everyone wants to laugh?
Kick ass! Kick ass! Kick ass!
The Lord will kill me ass.